As a follow-up to the video I did on the Weltron 2001 Spaceball, I present this Brother Planetron VX-10. It's strikingly similar in many ways, but according to people I've spoken to, this was not made by Weltron at all, but by a completely different manufacturer. That said, I think they may be close enough that they may have shared designers and possibly part suppliers too. In this short video, I'm going to compare construction and features of the Weltron 2001 Spaceball with the Brother International Planetron VX-10, and tell you what I think about them and why. Immediately obvious is that the Spaceball is shaped like a ball or a helmet, while the Planetron looks to me like an egg or possibly a squished pillow. Both are encased in a thick molded plastic. Weltron and Brother International were both companies in their own right. The Weltron 2001 Spaceball clearly says Weltron on the front. The Planetron only says distributed by Brother International, suggesting they didn't make it at all, but have only added their name to it. Both have battery compartments and cable storage in the rear. The Spaceball has a battery drawer, but the Planetron has a compartment. Both have a carrying handle that becomes flush when not being used. The Spaceball also has an eye for hanging from a rope or a chain. Both units support stereo sound and have barrel connectors for external speakers. Both machines have a mode selector. The Spaceball has AM, FM, and 8-track stereo tape. The Planetron has AM, FM, 8-track stereo tape, and phono with the phono inputs in the rear. Both machines are designed for home, automotive, and portable operation. The Spaceball has a switch under a rear cover to select the power source. The Planetron has a power source selector on the front. Both have balance, tone, and volume with 3 slide controls using vertically oriented potentiometers. Both are finished with large silver rectangular knobs. The order of the controls differs between the two. Both have battery level indicators and a 1/4 inch headphone jack. The Spaceball has 6 lamps, power, a stereo indicator, and 4 program bulbs. The Planetron has 7 lamps, a radio dial bulb, a power indicator bulb, and 4 program bulbs. For a stereo indicator, it uses a red LED. The Spaceball has 4 program lights and they're all green. The Planetron uses 4 colored lenses. The Spaceball has 2 buttons, a silver one used for power and a black one used for changing the program. The Planetron has 3 buttons and they're all white. They're for power, changing the program, and turning on the dial light. The dial light only works when the Planetron's input selector is on AM or FM. It doesn't work on tape or phono. Both have a suction cup foot on the bottom. The internal frame of the Spaceball and Planetron are completely different, but that's not surprising given their different form factors. However, the 8-track stereo mechanism of the Planetron is exactly the same as the mechanism used in the later Korean-made Spaceballs, down to the bottom access motor and flywheel, and the crappy, failure-prone nylon tape head mount. Every screw in the Spaceball has a lock washer on it. The Planetron only has lock washers on some screws. It's possible that the Planetron was intended to ride the coattails of the Spaceball. I can't say for sure, but it seems that the similarities are too numerous to ignore. Have you noticed anything I didn't? Do you think that I'm jumping to conclusions? Do you have inside knowledge from either Weltron or Brother International on these products? Please let me know if you agree or disagree. Finally, which one do I think sounds better and which one do I prefer? The first question is easy to answer. Paradoxically, I think the Planetron sounds better. That's surprising to me because the Spaceball has much better quality speakers. That is, the earlier Japanese-made Spaceballs with Pioneer speakers. They should sound better than the cheap Hakutone speakers in the Planetron, but they don't. But which one do I prefer though? I would have to go with the Spaceball for a bunch of reasons. I like what Weltron did with their industrial design. The concept is well thought out and executed, and it was innovative for the time. I also think that the all-metal internal build quality of the Japanese-made unit I have is more durable than the Planetron. I'd be interested in knowing which one you prefer. I'm going to set up a poll so you can let me know. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video from Mr. Brown's Basement. Please like and subscribe and vote if you haven't already.